Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Podcast-Folge von
Die Schlagertanten.
Und wir haben schon wieder einen Mega-Gast.
Ja, also wir können uns
einen Weltstar.
Wir können uns selbst gar nicht glauben, dass er sich die Zeit nimmt,
mit uns diesen das so machen.
Herzlich willkommen, Johnny Logan!
Thank you, danke. Nice to be here. Really is nice to be here.
Yeah. Wir sind noch immer am Neusiedler See und schippern hier mit dem Schiff herum. Have you done an interview on a boat?
Yes, yeah, but not this kind of boat. But yes, I have been on
a little
boats.
bigger.
Little bigger, yeah.
And where?
I did one in Vietnam. I did one in between Norway and Germany. There've been so many different things. I've been around for so long,
yes.
And I can't remember exactly where they were. But this is really nice and calm.
So do you like it here in Austria?
Very much. I've been coming here for. I think the first time I came to Austria was 1980. And I did a tour of Austria with the radio orchestra at the time.
Really?
It's where I discovered Liebtaukäse.
Liebtauerkäse.
And Schwarzer Brot with Weissbier.
Yeah.
Yep, and then I went back to England. I was living in London at the time, and I went to every delicatessen looking for Liebtauerkäse, and none of them had it. I was on King's Road in Chelsea. I wanted.
Did they know Liebtauerkäse?
No, I think it was cream cheese, but like with spices.
A type of cream cheese with
maybe I was asking for with the wrong pronunciation.
Okay. Sounds great. So you're a musician for so long time. Do you have any big highlights you can talk about?
I have so many, I wouldn't know where to begin. Honestly, I sang for the Queen of England in the the London Palladium, and live at her. You had to be invited by the palace. You couldn't be booked for it.
Yeah.
That was Her Majesty's her royal performance for the royal family. I sang for Pope John Paul in the Nervy Hall with the Symphony Orchestra. I toured with the Royal Philharmonic Concert Orchestra. I've sung for every head of state in Europe. I was number one in Australia. I toured Thailand because I was number one over there as well, and Asia. I've won 3 Eurovisions. I did celebrate my 25th birthday, number one all over Europe back in 1980 with What's Another Year, and the second one was held out at number one for 3 weeks, I think, by Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. It was number 2 in the charts for 3 weeks, and it was only at 1.50 record sale. My best years I've just had really for the last 15-20 years touring with my own band, and I have now my own record company, my own publishing company, and so I've had a couple of highlights. You know,
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to blow. You know, like it seems like it's not blowing.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, you know, Natalie, you're a singer, and I said, you know, the thing is that back in the 80s, I was young, and what happened was you did something amazing, but it was just something, and then you moved on to the next thing.
Yes.
You know, when I won the Eurovision in 1980, I was singing the song for a year, because in one day after I did that song, I did a TV show with Johnny Holiday in Paris, and then I had to catch a flight to Berlin and do Hitparade with Dieter Thomas Heck. And then I had to fly back to London for Top of the Pops, and I celebrated my 25th birthday on Top of the Pops with a cake because I was number one, and the record company took me to dinner that night. Yeah, it's but I think the strangest thing with all of the highlights, or the only lesson that you can take from something like this, the lesson you should take, is I went into the dressing room after I was number one, and you know, the record company had my room full with champagne because they were going to have a big party afterwards and take me to dinner, which they did. But there was a little mirror on the wall, and I remember I caught myself as I was passing by, and I stopped and looked. And I swear this is true. I remember just looking and said, "Is that it?" Because it's not enough. I thought it was what I wanted, but it's not. The fame is a byproduct of trying to be a really good singer.
Yeah.
What fills my boots, what I love, is that moment when you sing something really well and you connect with the audience. And that's why I'm 70 years old this year and I'm still singing. It's because my heart won't let me stop.
Yeah.
You know, my body has tried to tell me to stop, and my heart just won't, you know.
Oh wow. I have a question.
Yes.
What's
Mela.
your funniest moment ever On the stage
Oh,
or
stage
no,
or
this
behind
is
stage.
this. You know, I have a terrible tendency. There's so many of them as well. I can tell you one of them in particular that sticks in my head, but I tend to say whatever comes into my head. You know,
Please
this
say
is
it.
and
Please say
no,
it.
it's just because I don't think. And
Okay.
when I won the second Eurovision, I'd written "Hold Me Now" and
Okay. Yeah.
and I wrote "Why Me" won the third. So there's two things that stick in my head. The second thing was when I won the third Eurovision with "Why Me" in Malmo. This journalist came up to me afterwards and said, "What's it like to win Eurovision, Mr. Eurovision?" So I knew he was going to be nasty. So I just said, "I don't know. I never lost one." Immediately, that made me laugh a lot.
But you can
But
say.
no, but that's what you know.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I thought was funny was when I was doing the second Eurovision, because I'd already won in 1980. When the points started coming in, I got very nervous because I'd been through it already once before, and I started winning. And I just said to the people around me, the television people, "I can't take this," and I was going to get up and walk out, leave the building. And they said, "No, give him a glass of champagne." So they gave me a glass of champagne, and every time I got a 12, I went, so by the time I sang the encore, I was full of love.
Yeah.
Full of love. And then afterwards, I had to go to a press conference, and all the press of Europe were lined up like at the after a football match, these kind of things.
Yeah.
And I went in and I sat down, and then somebody shouted from the back. The guy said questions, and somebody shouted from the back, "Are you gay?" Because I was 32 years old and you know, pretty good looking and fit.
Yeah. We know.
Said, "Are you gay?" And
Like now.
before I could stop myself, I said, "I'm not, but my boyfriend is." And I have three sons who are now 45, 40, and 31, and they've never really forgiven me for that.
Okay.
But family is also important for you.
And the people who I love, you know, it's getting less and less. Both my younger brother and my older brother have passed away. Unfortunately, my brother just in last November caught COVID in the hospital in Manchester, and we were extremely close. I'm still coming to terms with that. I don't think I ever will come to terms with it, to be honest. But my sister lives in Australia. Both our parents are gone. But I have three sons, and I'm very lucky. I'm surrounded by people. My band is complete, the people who are like the second family.
Yeah.
And I'm very close, very, very close to all of them. And they're very close to me, and I'm very important. I'm very lucky that I'm loved by a lot of people, and that is very important to me. And I return the love as much as I can.
Are your children also interested in music?
My youngest son is a much, much better musician than I ever was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's living with an actress on the west coast of Ireland. All three of my sons have shaved hair, heads, and big beards. But my youngest son is playing with the Leon Day Equation. They're a jazz funk band on the west coast, but he also plays like Django Reinhardt kind of music with a young lady called Stephanie, and he does everything, plays from funk bands, rock bands, reggae, but he reads music and writes it, and he's now starting to write his own stuff. To be a lot of the time in the early days, I think it was a problem between us to connect because we were so unlike each other. But it takes a while. But now as we've grown older, and I think because he's found somebody he moved in with and this sort of thing, I think she's lovely, and the two of them make a great couple, and I think that we have a much better relationship now because I think he understands me more. And I understand him more. I have to, sometimes it's very hard for the parent to realise that the son has grown into a man, and you have to respect him as a man, not just as your son.
I think that's difficult for our parents too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Your father's particularly, I'm sure, are going to have like sort of major with the two of you.
Yeah, my mother is more.
Really?
Yeah, she is.
That must be an Austrian thing. In Ireland, it's always the mother, like sort of for the sons, and the father for the daughters.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
Do you think there's a receipt for Eurovision hits?
No.
No.
Quite honestly, there's I think if you write an up-tempo song, but maybe there's it's, for me, if there is a secret, it's when you're writing an up-tempo or mid-tempo song, it's to write something that stands out as different.
Okay.
The people have to listen to so many songs.
Yeah.
It's like the old A&R departments and record companies, that the ones they remember are the ones that jump out as being different.
Yeah.
All these just dance songs, they're really good if you play them individually, but you play them back to back, and one takes away from the other. So like the Irish song this year, I knew would get into the final,
Really?
I expected it to be top 5. It was 6, number 6.
Yeah.
But the English commentator as well, we talked about it. We both thought the same thing. But the thing is, it's a lot of people hated it, but they noticed it.
Yeah.
You know, it was different.
Yeah. They talk about it.
When it comes to a ballad, a love song, be honest, because people, all people experience the same real feelings. You have joy, love, jealousy, pain, anger, and all of those are human emotions. You know, there's so many we share them as human beings. The thing is to find a way of writing a song that relates to that people can see some of their own life in there. And that's why to this day, whenever I sing What's Another Year or Hold Me Now, or even Why Me, they're my songs, but they're no longer just my songs. They belong to the audience. I sing them for them. People say, aren't you tired singing What's Another Year? It's 44 years old. And no, because that song has memories and moments for the people that come to see it. And they're coming to see it to have those moments back again. You know, even just as a memory. And the thing is that it would be very wrong of me to deny that. And especially, I think they're lovely songs as well, so why not?
It's a great way to think about it.
It's the only way to think about it for me. I said at the very early stage of the interview, music is, you know, fame is fleeting. Fame comes and goes. I've been in and out of the charts most of my life, and I've gone through good times and very hard times. You know, like sort of I fought a battle with alcohol, which is fairly well documented. Haven't had a drink for 19 years. There's lots of different things in my life, but they're battles that I've won. And the thing is that it's at the end of it, I'm still standing and I'm singing, and I'm still probably singing better than I ever did because I've lived what I sing about. I know about it. I've lived it.
Right. So, do you have a favorite song from your music?
Well, Hold Me Now, because nobody had won the Eurovision twice before, and it was a really difficult thing to do because like if you can imagine, at a time when the Eurovision was even bigger than it is today, in so much as that if you won, it opened every door to your career. Nowadays it's 3 days later, it's over and something else is there because of the way media is. But back then you lived for a year off it, and when I won the second Eurovision, nobody thought it was possible, and I won it with my own song. But going out to sing that song, Hold Me Now, is a very difficult song to sing, because it goes through all of the ranges and everything, and the vowels. You know, but that's from a singer's point of view. You have to open and close your vocal cords all the time when you're singing, especially in the middle part. And I think it was very, very frightening to walk out on that stage and just and to give that performance, the one that won me the Eurovision. And also the dress rehearsals when they listened. That was very difficult, and it's sometimes I look back on it and wonder if I could do it now. Yeah. You know, this is, but.
And could you?
I don't know. We'd have to put myself in that situation. But I think that's it's a song that holds a lot of memories. What's Another Year also to suddenly to have number one in all over Europe and. You know, it's sort of to have all these things over the years, like that stuff about the Queen, the Pope, all of these kind of things, all of the things that came from music. Those are the positive things. The moments alone, when you realise that the gig is over, and the audience have felt that excitement, and it's out of them, and you're sitting in a room with a coffee, looking in a mirror, or like trying to watch TV at 2:00 in the morning, trying to fall asleep. That's very difficult. And then the heartbreak of losing people over the years and things like this. They've created some great music, great songs that I've written, but they've taken pieces of me away.
Yeah. If you're nervous now, when you go on stage,
I use the toilet a lot.
Yeah?
Yes, we talked about this earlier on.
Yeah,
this is the thing is that if you don't,
everybody.
I think a lot of people say they don't get nervous. I think that's rubbish.
Yeah.
I think if you don't get nervous, you stop caring.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
You know, but I find it even when I get older, it's more difficult to deal with, because you've done it so many times. You realise exactly what you can do.
You're overthinking it.
Yeah, but you expect much more of yourself all the time. And I've got to the point now where I really expect not just too much of myself, but also of all the people around me. And sometimes I have to remember that like sort of not everybody he's just committed to what I do as I am, you know.
Yeah. But what's next?
Well, I'm just in the middle of writing some new songs.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple of clips. Nino played there, which I had sent to him, but he played them on. That's for you guys to all have a listen to. I lost my brother in November. One of the songs is for him. There were 4 songs I wrote before that. They're very eclectic, lots of different styles of music.
Okay.
And I think some of the stuff that I've written is some of the best that I've ever written. There's one particular track called, which you haven't heard, called "Show Me What You Got." I was trying to explain to my to my middle son. The second song one you heard there is called "The Kings of Yesterday," which is about people that I don't have anymore that I've grown up with. That we were all the musicians together. We were all going to be kings, make hit records and whatever. And it's written about that now. But the other one, that's a very deep song, and it's a good song. But this is about sex. It's called "Show Me What You Got." When I told my middle song I'd written about a song about sex, he went, "Ew."
How old is your middle song?
He's 40 this year.
Okay.
He just does it because, like, again, I have been throughout my life a source of terrible embarrassment to my children, my sons, because I've never dressed normally, I never behaved normally.
Like every parent.
I think, see, they're older than me. Sometimes they have to sit down. You know, so this is like sort of. I remember my eldest son, who's 44 and 45 this year, saying to me, I said, "You want to go to the pub for a drink?" He said, "Not if you're wearing those plastic pants. Change those and we can go to the pub." Like, you know, we go like a normal human being to the pub, you know. But, you know, like, I've always enjoyed that. And my father used to enjoy teasing me. I kind of think that pass it on. It's childlike, you know, but I enjoy it. I've never grown up really in that sense.
It's good.
That's wichtig.
Yeah, it's important.
It's important.
Important.
Yeah.
I'll take your
A
word.
child inside.
Well, if ever you see me on stage, you can see that that's true, because I'm always joking with the audience as well.
Yeah.
Do you like singing on your own or with band? What do you prefer?
They're different.
Yeah.
Singing on my own, I do an unplugged show every year in Belgium with 3 German musicians, Nick Ladd and the boys. I really enjoy that because I started playing in pubs in Ireland when I was 15 years old, 16 years old, and it's lovely to have the freedom to play with songs and also to strip down songs that you've produced, to strip them back down to very, like to the minimum, and then you can hear how good the songs are.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you produce them, you lose the song in the production, and that's you don't lose the songs but you lose the song that you wrote in the production. And I think I love them both for that different reason. I find I'm able to express myself really nicely in an unplugged situation, but I love playing with the band because I'm a musician. I was a guitar player with a band when I was 18. Do you know there's a movie called The Commitments? It was about an Irish soul band. It's quite famous. Maybe some people are looking at the podcast. It was quite a famous movie. Well, the singer from that was a guy called Andrew Strong. He became very famous, had a big hit in England with some soul music. And his dad had the voice and is a bass player, and I was the rhythm guitar player in his dad's band called The Giants, and that's when I was 18 years old. And so I was a guitar player basically, successful guitar player before I was a singer, and so sometimes when I'm on stage I give a lot of freedom to the musicians to play, so I really enjoy that, getting the best out of the musicians as well as me. But one thing to learn about, to know when you do that, and this is very important, and it's important in every lesson for me, and I hope for a lot of singers, the lesson to younger singers coming up. Always keep your audience involved. Never get wrapped up between you and the band. Whatever happens on stage, it does not belong to you guys. It belongs to the audience as well, and you have to involve them. If the audience is not involved, you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be joking without the audience knowing. They should be able to laugh at it as well.
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect. So we have a playlist on Spotify called the Schlagertanten, and every week when we do the podcast, we put a new song on it. Maybe you have a song for us?
Favorite
song?
Favorite song, not by me, by someone else.
Yes, maybe.
No, by someone else. I'll choose someone else. There's a band called Little Feet.
Yeah.
Little Feet.
Little Feet,
Yeah.
and the song is Dixie Chicken. And it's one of my favourites. Dixie Chicken. It's if you listen to the words, the rhythm is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a very famous song from the 70s.
Okay.
for musicians. And they were around at the same time as the Eagles and the Doobie Brothers.
Okay.
But all the musicians loved Little Feat. I've seen the bright lights in Memphis at the Commodore Hotel, and underneath she sang a song so well. It's a guy who meets a girl in a bar, tells a story, and they fall in love and they're together. And she sings this song, "If You'll Be My Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Fair, and we can walk the lamb, and we can walk together down Dixieland." And then it doesn't work out, and they split up. And then one day he's in a bar, and he starts. The song comes on. "If you be my Dixie Chicken," and all the boys down at the bar began to sing along. They'd all been with her, and then everybody joins in the chorus. And but the groove is amazing, and the story in it, it's funny.
We have to listen to.
It's just lovely.
Okay, and this song for our playlist.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's not Schlager, but it
No,
is.
it's
But
great.
your audience will like it. They will enjoy it.
We would like it too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
It's a
much.
pleasure. Pleasure, Natalie.
Thank you. So, das war unsere Folge mit Untertitel wahrscheinlich.
Ja, mit Johnny Logan, unser
Johnny Logan.
erster englischer Podcast. Die Natalie hat das wirklich sehr toll gemacht.
Wir sind ein gutes Team.
Ja.
Wir
Danke.
sehen und hören uns nächste Woche wieder.
Und abonnieren, ihr seht, wir haben nur die besten Leute.
Nur die
hier.
besten Leute hier.
Besten.
Also, macht's
Bis
gut.
dann.
Tschüss.